Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something today. There is a language that speaks louder than words. A language that does not need a microphone, does not need a stage, does not even need an introduction. It is a language of attraction. And whether man admits it or not, his heart will always tell the truth. See, you may have been wondering, does he like me? Is he interested? Why does he act one way in front of me and another way when I turn my back? Oh, but let me tell you today, when a man is secretly attracted to you, there are signs. Oh, yes, there are signs. Let me tell you something. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he will not wait for fate to bring you together. Oh, no, he will create opportunities. He will manufacture moments. He will design situations where he can just happen to be in your presence. See, attraction has a pull to it, an invisible force that compels a man to seek out your presence, even when he doesn't fully understand why. He may not even admit to himself that he's drawn to you, but his actions will tell on him. Let's break it down. Have you ever noticed how he always seems to be where you are? You could be at work, at church, at the gym, at a social gathering. Somehow, some way, he just happens to be in your space. You step into the break room and suddenly there he is making coffee, even though he doesn't even drink coffee. You walk into a meeting late and oh, look who just pulled out the chair next to him, acting like it's just a coincidence. But let's be real, that's no accident, that's intentional. And then there's the unnecessary conversations. Oh, you just needed to ask me something? You just had to get my opinion on this random topic? Let me tell you, a man who is secretly attracted to you will look for any excuse to talk to you. It might be something small, something that seems insignificant to anyone else. But to him, it's an opportunity to connect. Even in a crowded room, his movements will betray his feelings. He will find a way to position himself near you. He'll hover in the background of your conversations. He'll stand just close enough to hear your voice. And when you least expect it, boom, there he is right beside you, laughing at the same joke, acting like it's just a coincidence. But watch this. It's not just about proximity, it's about effort. He mentioned a certain event. Suddenly, he's interested in going. If he knows you always hit the gym at a certain time, suddenly his workout schedule aligns with yours. If you're working late, oh, guess what? He's working late too. A man who is secretly attracted to you will not stay away. He may not confess it with his lips, but his feet will move in your direction. His schedule will adjust to fit yours. His body language will lean toward you, even when his words are playing it cool. Because when a man is drawn to you, he doesn't need an invitation. His heart has already RSVP'd to be where you are. Somebody better hear me today. Let me tell you something. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he may try to hide it with his words. He may act casual with his actions. But there is one thing that will always give him away: his eyes. Oh, the eyes don't lie. They don't know how. They tell the truth even when the mouth is silent. The eyes will reveal what the heart is too afraid to say. See, when a man is drawn to you, he will look at you differently. He won't even realize he's doing it. It's instinct. It's reflex. It's desire showing up unannounced. Now let's talk about that stare. Have you ever caught him looking at you? Maybe you're across the room, and when you glance up, his eyes are already locked on you. Oh, and let me tell you, it's not just any look. It's that look. That deep searching gaze that lingers just a second too long. That gaze that feels like it's seeing you, not just looking at you. And what does he do when you catch him? Oh, this is where it gets interesting. Some men, when they're caught staring, will quickly look away, like a kid caught sneaking cookies from the jar. His body may turn, his eyes may dart away, but his interest is still right there. And then there are the ones who don't look away, the bold ones, the confident ones. He meets your gaze and holds it like he's trying to send you a message without speaking a word. And let's not forget the quick glances. You know the ones I'm talking about, the subtle, stolen looks when he thinks you're not watching. Maybe it's when you're talking to someone else and he's watching the way you move, the way you laugh, the way you light up a conversation. He's studying you, memorizing you, drinking in every detail without even realizing it. But watch this. It's not just about when he looks at you, it's about how he looks at you. Because when a man is secretly attracted to you, his eyes will soften when they land on you. His pupils may dilate, his gaze may deepen. And even if he's talking to someone else, his attention will keep drifting back to you. And let me tell you, there's a difference between looking at someone and seeing someone. A man who is secretly attracted to you doesn't just look at your face, he watches your expressions, your mannerisms, the little things most people overlook. He notices when you're happy, when you're deep in thought, when something is bothering you. His eyes are tuned into you. And if he really can't control it, oh my God, his eyes will follow you. You walk into the room, and even if he's mid-conversation, his gaze shifts in your direction. You move across the space, and somehow his eyes are tracking your every step. It's almost subconscious, like gravity pulling him toward you. So my question to you today is, are you paying attention? Because a man's words may lie, his actions may be subtle, but his eyes will always tell the truth. Somebody better say amen. Oh, let me tell you something today. A man's mouth can say one thing, but his actions will always reveal the truth. See, words are easy. Words can be rehearsed, manipulated, and polished to sound just right. But actions don't lie. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he may not come right out and say it. He may try to keep it cool, act casual, play it safe. But his body, his habits, his movements, oh, they will betray him every time. Let's start with the way he treats you compared to others. You ever notice how he will go out of his way for you, but not for everyone else? Maybe at work, he's friendly to everyone, but with you, he's attentive. He listens deeper. He responds faster. He remembers details no one else does. If you mention you need something, before you know it, he's already taken care of it. And let's talk about protection. Oh, a man who is secretly attracted to you will naturally step into a protective role. Maybe you don't even realize it, but he's watching over you in subtle ways. If you're walking together, he makes sure you're on the inside of the sidewalk. If you're at an event, he's scanning the room, making sure you're comfortable. If someone says something out of line, he's quick to step in and defend you. And then there's the helping hand. Oh, this one right here, this is classic. You need something moved, he's on it. Your car breaks down, he's there. You mention you're struggling with something, he's offering solutions before you even ask for help. A man who is drawn to you wants to be useful to you. He may not even realize why he's so eager to help, but deep down, it's because being close to you gives him a sense of purpose. And what about the way he adjusts himself around you? Oh, pay attention to this. A man who secretly likes you will mirror your movements without realizing it. If you lean in, he leans in. If you cross your arms, he crosses his. And if he's sitting near you, he angles his body toward you, because attraction has a pull that can't be ignored. And let's not forget consistency. See, a man's actions will always speak loudest over time. It's not about one grand gesture. It's about the little things he does over and over again. He checks in on you. He shows up when it matters. He makes you feel seen even in the smallest ways. That's not random. That's not accidental. That's intentional. So let me ask you today, are you watching? Because a man who is secretly attracted to you may not shout it from the rooftops, but his actions, all his actions will be screaming the truth. Somebody say amen. Let me tell you something today. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he may not say it, he may not admit it, but his memory will expose him. Because when a man truly sees you, he doesn't just hear what you say, he remembers it. See, most people listen just to respond. They hear words, but they don't retain the details. But when a man is drawn to you, he listens differently. He picks up on the small things you mention, the casual statements you barely think about. He's not just hearing your words, he's storing them away. You tell him once that you don't like onions on your burger, and the next time you're out together, he remembers to order it without them. You casually mention your favorite coffee drink, and suddenly one day he shows up with it in his hand like it was nothing. You mention your favorite childhood movie in passing, and weeks later he brings it up in conversation. That's not by accident. That's intentional memory. And watch this. He remembers not just the things you say, but the things you feel. He notices when you're having a rough day, even if you don't say a word. He picks up on the shift in your tone, the change in your energy. If you mention you're feeling tired or stressed, he's the one checking in on you later. He remembers how you felt even more than what you said. And it doesn't stop there. Or a man who secretly likes you will remember dates, not just birthdays, but little anniversaries that don't mean much to others, but mean something to you. He remembers the first time you told him a personal story. He remembers the day you wore a certain dress that caught his eye. He remembers the exact moment he realized he was drawn to you, even if he won't say it out loud. And let me tell you about inside jokes. Pay attention to this. If a man remembers the little things, he will hold on to those small, funny moments that the two of you shared. That one time you both laughed at something silly, he'll bring it up again. That funny nickname you mentioned once, he'll say it again just to see you smile. And here's the part most people miss. He doesn't just remember the good things, he remembers the important things. He remembers the stories that shaped you. He remembers the struggles you've shared. He remembers what makes you you, because when a man is secretly attracted to you, he is invested in you. So let me ask you today, who's been paying attention, because when a man remembers the little things, it's because in his mind, you are something big. Somebody better say amen. Or let me tell you something. Today, when a man is secretly attracted to you, he may try to play it cool. He may try to act like everything is normal, but his energy will always betray him. See, you don't even have to ask how he feels. Just step into the room and watch what happens. Because attraction isn't just words, and it isn't just actions. It's a force. It's a shift in the air, a change in the atmosphere. And whether he knows it or not, his entire demeanor will react to your presence. Let's break it down. 1, his body reacts before his mind catches up. I need you to hear this. When a man secretly likes you, his body will respond to you before he even realizes it. You walk into the room, his posture changes. He sits up a little straighter. His shoulders square up like he just got a shot of adrenaline. You start speaking, he leans in just a little bit, like he's unconsciously trying to close the space between you. You laugh, watch his reaction. Even if he wasn't listening to the joke, suddenly he's laughing too. Because your joy, it moves him. And let's talk about nervous energy. Some men, when they're secretly attracted to you, will become fidgety. They'll adjust their watch, touch their face, run a hand through their hair. Why? Because you make them feel something. You've disrupted their normal rhythm, and now they don't know what to do with all that bottled up energy, but there's the other kind of energy shift too. The man who gets extra quiet. You ever notice how he was loud and laughing with his friends, but as soon as you step into the space he switches up, suddenly he's more reserved, more observant, because now he's aware, hyper aware that you are in the room. And he's being careful not to reveal too much. 2, he becomes more playful or more intense. This is where it gets interesting, because different men respond differently. But either way, his energy shifts. Some men, they become extra playful. Suddenly he's cracking jokes, teasing you, finding ways to make you smile. He's showing off a little bit, trying to get your attention, because attraction at its core is excitement. And he can't contain that energy when you're around. But then some men go the opposite direction. They become more serious, more intense. They listen to you with full focus, their gaze locked in like you're the most important person in the world. Their tone drops a little lower. Their words become measured, because you shift something inside them. 3, a man who is secretly attracted to you will unconsciously mirror your mood. If you're excited, he feeds off that excitement. He gets more engaged, more animated. If you're sad, his energy softens. He becomes more gentle, more understanding. If you're frustrated, suddenly he's frustrated too. Because when a man is drawn to you, he feels what you feel, and it's not because he's pretending. No, this is natural. This is instinct. It's because his emotions are tied to yours. 4. He acts different around you versus others. Somebody better pay attention to this one. Because if a man is secretly attracted to you, he will not act the same way with you as he does with everyone else. He can be the life of the party, but when you're near, suddenly he's more focused, more engaged. He can be the quiet, reserved type, but around you, he finds his voice. He starts sharing more, revealing parts of himself he doesn't usually show. He treats his female friends like friends, but you get different energy, more attention, more effort, because you are not just anybody to him. You are someone who shakes up his world. 5, he struggles to hide it. And this right here, this is where the truth comes out, because no matter how hard he tries to suppress it, his energy will keep exposing him. He might try to avoid eye contact, but his body still faces you. He might try to act uninterested, but his reactions give him away. He might even try to distance himself, but somehow he still ends up around you, because attraction, is persistent. It won't let him stay comfortable. It won't let him pretend. His energy will keep shifting, keep revealing, keep pulling him back to you. So what's the lesson? If you want to know if a man is secretly attracted to you, stop listening to his words and watch his energy. Because his mouth may lie, but his spirit will always tell the truth. Somebody better say amen. Let me leave you with this. When a man is secretly attracted to you, he doesn't have to say a word, because his actions, his energy, his eyes, his movements, They will tell the story for him. You don't have to guess. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to sit there analyzing every little detail, because the truth is already written in the way he behaves around you. He will find reasons to be around you, not by accident, but by design, because something inside him wants to be close to you. His eyes will tell the truth, even when his lips stay silent. He'll look at you in ways that reveal what's really going on inside. His actions will speak louder than his words, showing you that you matter to him even if he's too afraid to say it out loud. He will remember the little things, not because he has to, but because everything about you leaves an imprint in his mind. And his energy will shift around you, whether he becomes more nervous, more playful, more focused, or more intense. Something in him will react every single time you step into the room, because attraction, it can be hidden. It spills out. It shows up. It reveals itself whether he wants it to or not. So let me ask you today, are you paying attention? Because the signs are always there. You don't need to chase after confirmation. You don't need to beg for clarity. You don't need to force a man to say something. His entire being is already showing you. Because when a man is secretly attracted to you, his heart has already spoken, even if his mouth never does. Somebody better say amen.